Day 2 of ripping. So here's where a gas line runs underneath. They've already dug down each side, they've located it. They're gonna go ahead and set the ripper in right here and go up to about 300 yards to the next spot. There's about 4 gas lines he's gotta get around. Everything's running pretty good. We don't have Roy with us today. It's just us 3, but I think we'll be okay. We added a little more fuel to the bud. It turned out it was only a third of the tank of fuel in that thing, so that added a few more 1,000 pounds to it, topping off the tank. So it's got 500 gallons of fuel. That's got 500 gallons of fuel, so they're weighted down. So hopefully today we don't have as much spinning and we get more in the first pull. Ideally, we want 4 feet in the first pull if possible, but I think we're only gonna get 3.5. We'll see. We'll see. Good stuff. Horsepower, it's fun. But like we said before, horsepower is not an issue. We got plenty of horsepower. It's weight. I'm in the Steiger, and we're gonna rip another section of this water line. As you can see behind me, he's backing up to put the ripper stinger down in the hole in the ditch, and then we'll go ahead and start ripping when we get everything about the right depth this first pull. And this is a short pull over to the road. Okay, position for round 2. What is this, like 300 yards, 400 yards? Not a terrible long pull, but we did loosen the ground up a little bit in the first pass. We'll see what happens. It'll be good. Okay, we did the first pull. We sucking it a little bit deeper. It was almost 4 foot at that pull, and it was showing. Next time I'll have to show you the slippage and the RPM and also the engine load, but it was up to about 80% engine load, about 40 some percent slippage. So we were pulling, but we got a pretty good depth pull that time, so we're going to do her again, and then maybe one more depending on how well we can pull this depth. So let's keep going. I think we're getting a good solid 4 3/4, almost 5 feet deep. It wouldn't hurt to go a little deeper, but I think this last pass will get that 5.5 to 6 that we want. Well, I don't know, we were kind of towing a little bit. It really needed to heel a little more. It has a little slop, so once you get going, it pulls everything back. And I don't know when we quite got the depth we were looking for, probably about 5 barely, which is enough for frost here, but it'd be nice to get that 5.5. So he's just trying to work the blade out of the ground right now. It'll actually lift up the back end of the big bud. He put too much pressure on it, so he's just working it to see if he can get it loose. are a good almost 5 feet. A good almost 5 feet. Huh. Yeah, it's close. It's close. They're pulling. They're spinning, but it's not progressively worse. They're moving right along. So, good. It's pretty sweet to happen. I mean, it's just fun. It's fun stuff. Beautiful day, beautiful trackers. Gonna be putting in a beautiful house someday. It's good stuff, guys. You like it. Progress. Okay, this is the second pass of this longer stretch here. We went almost 4 feet, so we'll probably get close to maybe 5.
Yeah. 4.
So let's see what happens. Okay, on this pass, we're running into a little bit of firmer soil right here at the kind of the bottom. I'll show you. That's the slip. That's the engine load. So yeah, we're pulling it. Then that next pass won't be much, and then we can lay the pipe. This is my future home location. What do you think? Can you see it? House right here. Beautiful house right here. Sweetgrass Hills back there. Got Shelby over here. That's our town. Rocky Mountains in the distance. Got windmills over there. And our farmyard over here. I think this is the spot. This is where we're gonna do it. Might not happen this year, but next year maybe. Legarm's got me ahead of the game. He's working on it hard, but we're here to put utilities in, so I gotta get my place picked out because we need to run utilities at my location too. So I'm standing on top of the main water main that was put in a couple years ago. As you can see, caution, water pipeline. I don't want to mess with it. It was very expensive, but it is 7-8 feet down underground. They put it really deep. They hoed it in, and it was deep. Our ripper can't even go that deep. In fact, the gas line I'm gonna be pulling across here, I'm only gonna do it about 4 feet deep. So I can't hit their line, but I am not gonna cross their line without them here because there's a lot of money in this line and I just don't wanna get in trouble. So we'll stop short of it. I put a barrel and a bucket here. That's the visual key, the visual line of sight target for Dad when he's running the Steiger, pulling Scott in the bud as they come around the green bins over there. So I'm gonna take the side-by-side, the Can-Am Defender Pro, and I'm gonna take off visually with my eyes, just like the old timers used to do when they were squaring up fields. And I'm gonna go right to the edge of those grain bins. Then we'll turn and kitty corner over to where the gas tap will be, where Legarm's got to tie in too. And then he'll follow my tire tracks all the way to here. We'll stop, lift up, set back down, go to the top of the hill that I'm building, not the hill. I know, it's not much of a hill, but we don't have a lot to work with, and I can't build on those over there because they're not ours. So that's just how it is. And then we'll set back in, rip over there, and we'll go. First dirt moved for Nick Welker's future home. Legarm's already did a bunch for him. This is for me, and then we'll go back to him again, and then back to me, and then back to him. It's gonna be this little ping pong game of helping each other out to get these places built so that our wives can be super happy, because happy wife, happy life. It's a true story. All right, let's set her in. 4 feet down, that's how deep we're going. We have a big old gas line right there and a big old gas line right there, and you touch those and you die. But we had them marked off. We called 811 dig. There's flags, as you can see. We've done the wicker sticks. They absolutely work. They're pretty cool. Witcher sticks. Witcher's not wicker. Witcher sticks. And yeah, so we should be good.
Now I'm ripping across the area where we usually park our equipment in front of our shop and buildings on the farmland. And I'm feeling it, it's packed. All the years of us driving over it, I can definitely feel it's pulling a little harder than it should at 3.5 feet or 4 feet, whatever Nick decided to set it at. But this is the gas line that's heading to Nick's place, and we're gonna pre-rip it just to make sure that there's no big rocks, and should be good to go. Man, this is working out great. The Steiger and the Bud working together it's a pretty good team. It really is. So unlike the Steiger in front of me, I don't have differential locks in this Bud. They did not have that option in 1979. So what happens is if one tire spins, the other tire usually stops. So if I'm starting to spin one tire, what I'll do is I'll start to turn the steering wheel back and forth, and then that'll actually start applying more pressure to the one that's spinning, which then will stop it from spinning, and then you've got the other one that starts to spin. So you kind of rock it back and forth, and you still gain traction. Now the Steiger in front, differential locks, and you can use all the traction that that tractor has. And honestly, without that tractor, we would be struggling with two Buds. I don't even know if we could do what we're doing now with just two big Buds. The differential lockers makes a huge difference. But with this twin disc transmission in here, in the power shift, and then of course the way that's set up, they're working together perfectly. I mean, it's a good team.
We're getting a solid 4 feet right now. First pull. It's doing pretty good. Slip's not bad, honestly. It's impressive. All right. So I'm standing on the water line right here, and we stopped just short of it, probably about 10 feet. It was about to cross the road here. It was getting hard anyways. So from here on out, we'll lift up. We'll have to dig another hole here and set down, and then rip the rest of the way up the hill. But this little bit here, we'll bring someone on site and bring the backhoe and just dig across 3 feet down, just to make sure we're good, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, need to run this backhoe up to where Nick's gonna have his location, and actually I'll just put it forth. This is a pretty sweet backhoe, to tell you the truth. Starts really well, and it runs pretty good. Well, they're gonna take the field, I'm gonna take the county road. It's a little smoother. But I think this thing goes about, I'd say at least 20, maybe 25 miles an hour on top speed. It's not doing too bad.
So what we're doing now is we're digging another hole. We'll lay the ripper in and go back to that water line that we didn't cross and get up close to it, same thing. This is roughly going to be kind of the ballpark where the house is going to be, so we'll at least get to here with the gas, and then we go from there. All right, so next step. Decide we're gonna go ahead and just rip the water while we're at it. Sorry, there's a ditch there someone put. Leg arms dug the hole to set the knife in. So he's good here, 6 feet. We'll drop that in, and we're just gonna go like 800 feet right up to that water line that's in the ground there, and do like we did over here, just stop prior to it. And then when the time comes to put a tap on it, we'll backhoe down in, and they'll put the tap in, and then the line will run up here. And then there'll be a cistern here. House will be up there on the other side of the backhoe, and it's gonna be awesome. So cool. Okay, we're doing the water line. First pass on Nick's future place, just down to this big area-wide water line that goes north through our property, and we got her about 4 feet, and we're pulling through a plowed field and doing pretty well. Here, I'll show you. Okay, now we're getting in an area now that's it's a little bit tougher pulling. We're running around 40% to 50% slippage, but we're digging through it. We only got a short run, maybe another 150 feet to go. So we'll just go ahead and chew through it, and then we'll be closer to getting that final pipe in a day. This, but we were this close to getting a set of LSWs on that tractor for testing purposes only, of course. Actually, exactly for testing purposes only, because we'd love to try them. That way we'd have a good comparison between tracks, good set of duals on there, and the super singles. But it was just tough. Time was tight. We didn't know how long we'd have the tractor. There was a lot of variables. It's a lot of money on the line for companies to bring all this stuff up to do a test and then to ship it all out again. So it didn't happen. But that'd have been cool. I don't know how I would have done with this. I don't know. I've been really curious to see. All right, we're rolling. We're going a good 5 feet right now. Second pass. It's doing it. A little bit downhill, so that helps. It's amazing how well it's doing in this freshly turned soil. I don't know. I almost feel like it does a better job on this than hard packed ground. Kind of weird. But they just got a couple 100 feet left to go, and then we are done. And then we got to wait for Roy to come back on Monday. He just had to run pipe through it. And we are spinning now. Woo. It's pulling hard. Not so much downhill at this point. The depth indicator, it says 6 feet on the berm. So you go a foot down, that's 5. That means we're just about 5 feet in. I think the drawbar on this tractor needs to be a little taller. Keep going. That's good right there. Yeah, I think we're done here. All right, we're done. Till we come back with pipe and lay pipe in.